So welcome to round 2 of the modern touring cars. Here for NXTGEN. We're at a very wet Spa-Francorchamps, meaning the first man out will have the best opportunity for the pole position lap time. Whilst the drivers are on a warm-up lap then, let's have a look at the standings. NGR Fraser will be looking to build on what happened last time with his second win of the season. He sits currently first after round 1 in Brands Hatch Indy. Scooby is second, Omega third. Slider Gas, who we're watching now, is in fourth. Jim fifth. Jackson TM53 Synopsis is sixth. Whitford Zero is seventh. Royston eighth. Ginge ninth. Martin 10th. Jamie F430 ended up at 11th, Suzuki RMZ in 12th, J47PT in 13th, Tim is 14th with Edu in 15th place. Now see, Ginge is not here tonight, so points are on offer there. I do not think Suzuki RMZ is here either, so interesting stuff to go by. Let's have a look at the drivers for tonight then. So, we're going to have WRT RDJ, Whitford Zero in the BMW, Slider Gas is in the BMW, Edu in the Megane, RS Jim is in the Megane, One High Mofo is in the BMW, Shadowstalker DBS back is now in the Mercedes again this season, Scooby G in his Megane. Mirago Slide is in an Astra, is that? Or is that? Let's check. Mirago Slide is in a Mercedes. NGR Fraser in his Megane, being the Renault Esports finalist. JB430 in a Megane going wide there out of Lafania. There's Royston in a Megane. Omega in a Megane. Tim is in a Megane. Sandwalk in a Megane. And Jack in the Astra. I think he is the lone Astra? I thought Tim was meant to be in an Astra, but maybe not. Particular qualifying penalty for changing car. But they only have 5 minutes, so this will be their one and only lap. Let's see what happens. Slider Gas will first cross the line, followed by Edu. But not followed by Edu. Okay, who's that following him? That's not Omega, that's Royston. It's Fraser behind him, I recognise those colours. Up through Eau Rouge. We've got camera angle. Good. See, the Group A's have this camera angle through Radion. Now we do. Down the Camel Straight then. Now these BMWs may be more of a handful, but you could see more understeer from the front wheel drives. Looks like Edu might have invalidated his lap time, potentially. That might be coming out of the pits. The minute to go then. Everyone is battling for their own lap time. Fraser now looking to overtake Slider Gas down into Bruel. A race in qualifying. Through the corner with no name. This is fascinating stuff. One shot qualifying, folks. This is the only lap they're all going to get to qualify on. And now it is not Scooby, it is this man who will have the first time. The current championship leader of NGR Fraser. And don't forget, he was a Renault Esport finalist, so he's quite at home with that again. Looks like Shadowstalker may have his lap time invalidated. Through Campus and up towards Stavelot then. For the pack of cars, aiming to take pole position here at Spa. There we go. That is confirmation. These laps are the final laps. this can really mix the grid up. Through Blanchimont. Nearly flat, not quite flat. Needed a little lift to get the rear end in. Up towards the bus stop chicane. Through the bus stop. Now we know Fraser's going to be faster than Slider Gas. But what sort of time does Fraser do? He has set a 2:41. Slider Gas a 2:46. That's Edu with a 2:44. That looks like a Mega behind a 2:42.7. He's 1.6 off of Fraser at the moment. There's RDJ. Lots more times about to come in, or not come in, dependent on that. Jamie FL30 comes home in 4th place. Jack is 5th. Scooby ends up 3rd. Slider Gas. There's RDJ in 8th place. Whitford 9th. Miracle Slide 10th. Royston 11th. Here comes RS Jim. He goes into 7th place. There's one high mofo. I think that is the end of qualifying. Shadowstalker, Tim and Sandwalk all not getting a time in. But Fraser, 1.6 seconds the difference. He is a killer in that car. So, the results for qualifying. Fraser has taken pole position by 1.6 seconds from Omega, Scooby, Jimmy FL30, Jack, TM53 Synopsis, Edu, Jim, Slider Gas, RDJ, Whitford 0 is in 10th, Miracle Slide 11th, Royston the last of the qualifiers with one high mofo, Shadowstalker DVS, Tim 78 and Sandwalk 3 all not getting a lap time in. Phenomenal though, that is for the guys. Large gaps between the field, obviously with only one lap. If you don't get it spot on, and it really hurts you sometimes in qualifying. So we wait now to go to the grid. There is your top 10 qualifying. So we're now here. Sink in. We await the lights. 3 red lights up now here at Spa, and we're underway for round 2 of the Modern Touring Car Championship here at NXTGEN Season 12. Good start from Fraser, good start from Omega, and a good start from Scooby. You'll see them enter. Oh no, that's Omega round. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, and Carnage ensues behind. A bit of bunching. Slider Gas round. There's Royston. Oh, and that is Tim into the wall, coming towards Eau Rouge. Through Eau Rouge into Radion. Solly J. There is Omega. He's down to 5th after that. I think he might just clip the wall or something going into turn 1 at La Source. But Fraser now under attack from Scooby as we enter Le Combe. 10 laps for these machines. Jamie FL30 has found himself up into 3rd place at the moment, so a good start from him. RS Jim, a phenomenal start up into 4th. There's Omega 5th. Edu go around the outside of Jack for 6th. That's a great move from the McGann man. Jack TM53 Synopsis looking to fight back into the 2nd sector. He's hoping, he knows the Astra's not as quick in a straight line. However, he's looking for the chassis to really bring something back into it as Edu runs right through the corner with no name. Jack back up into the 6th place right here. There's Edu. 7th, RDJ in 8th. Good start from him. And again, really wide from Edu. Through Puon. There's Whitford. Mirago Slide is 10th, Sandwalk 3 11th, Shadow Stalker is up to 12th, One High Mofo is down to 13th, Royston 14th, Slider Gas has got some work ahead of him in 15th, and Tim currently in 16th. Having issues there, I think. Here's Tim. Back up front, and Scooby has got past Fraser. Let's go through Quarter Frere. Paul Frere, Corbett Paul Frere, sorry. Up through Blanchimont and towards the bus stop chicane. So the problem is obviously with them having both NGR tags, that's all you see on the leaderboard, so you don't know if they switch around at all. But we go through the bus stop. And a better line from Scooby allows him just to eke out half a second across the line. Scooby, we know, loves driving in the wet, so he's going to feel right at home at the moment through here. On to lap 2 we come through La Source and towards Eau Rouge. I think there's Tim having some real issues at the moment. Paul Frere not helping him, nor is Blanchimont. Edo in the pit lane. I wonder what that's for, whether he had a jump start maybe. But back up near the front. Scooby still needs from Fraser. Let's have a look down the field. What sort of battles have we got? There's Jack still in 6th. Edu has retired. Not very happy at the moment. That is Scooby. That is a penalty. How big a penalty? 1 second. And Jamie for 30 has got past Fraser now. What is Fraser up to now? Qualified on pole by some 1.6 seconds. Hasn't been able to recreate that in the race so far. I know we're only on lap number 2, but long track. I thought he would have just run off a little bit to begin with. They need to work together now to get inside that 1 second window of Scooby, because if Scooby walks off, he claims first with a penalty, so not what he was looking for. RDJ is now having a good battle with Whitford Zero. Both looking like they're going to catch up with Jack. Although I would advise RDJ to put some lights on. Would tend to help in the rain. Through Stavelot they come for the second time. And up towards Paul Frere. Towards Blanchimont. Towards now the bus stop chicane, and Whitford looks to go down the outside, thinks better of it as he go into it, because RDJ has fully outbraked himself. I believe he may have to yield that position to Whitford or not. No, he won't. See, Whitford not alongside. But Whitford will take advantage going into La Source. And Whitford through into 7th place through La Source, courtesy of a mistake from RDJ there. Sandwalk 3 at the moment in 9th place. Now, what else do we have going on the track right now? Shadow Stalker, and I believe One High Move. I think Tim has also retired from this race, which is very unfortunate. There's One High Mofo. Have a bit of a ding-dong with Shadow Stalker. Down the camel straight into Lacombe. And at the front we have a 4-car train looking at second place. We have Jamie, Fraser, Jim, and I believe Omega, who's still in 5th place after a weird incident at the start. He's alongside Jim though, behind. Down towards Lafania. Around the outside for Omega. Can he make that? Yes, he does make that stick. A brilliant move around the outside. Into Campus. Through Stavelot then. And Jamie could come under pressure now from Fraser. Bad lap from Fraser last time out, but he has closed the gap to 0.4 of a second. Up towards the bus stop, gap ever decreasing. Into the bus stop, different lines from both drivers, a puddle now forming on the inside now, and that is Omega behind, cutting the chicane. And losing time to Jim, just to make sure he doesn't gain an advantage. Down to a Rouge they come then, for the 4th time this race. Jamie, he's already had a 2nd place tonight in the Group A's. Scooby's already had a win. 2 retirements so far, Edu and Tim. Down towards Lecomte for Jamie. There's Jack, Team 53 Synopsis, who's getting hunted down by Whitford Zero at the moment. Let's have a look on board in the cockpit of that Opel Astra. A little bit wide through Bruel at the exit there. And he's now got Whitford right on his tail. This is the view from Whitford's car. And a much better line, much better drive from Whitford. He's right on the tail of the Astra, coming down to Lafania. Doesn't send one up the inside yet as he come into Lafania. For the second part. Roddy J has Sandwalk on his tail. Fraser now dropped off the back of Jamie. And not quite into the clutches of Omega either. So here comes Whitford, still attempting to get past the Astra of Jag TM53 Synopsis. And that is done deal for Whitford. And here comes RDJ to try and pick up some spoils down the inside of the bus stop. Although very late on the brakes from Jack. Oh, and almost getting shoved wide. Jack has to take a really tight line through the exit of the bus stop chicane. But Whitford does get the move done. And that is 6th place for Whitford now. Jack down to 7th, and obviously Jack trying to use the Astra this season, because obviously last season very much so dominated by McGann's. Not much in the way of variety, but that looks like the 2 monster cars behind having a good look at each other going down through to a Rouge. Sandwalk just backing out of it, sensible idea. Down the Camel Straight. Into the car, but that's very late on the brakes from RDJ. He's not going to get that stopped in time. He's going to have to cut across the chicane. Oh, and he's taken a hell of a whack on that sleeping policeman. That has put pay to him cutting the chicane, and he's now down into 9th place. But Whitford still has Jack on his tail. He hasn't dropped him at all here on lap number 5. Into the corner with no name. And now down to Pouon. Through Pouon they come. Whitford holding off, and that is now Sandwalk in front of Jack. Jack really not having a good time of it so far here in his Astra. Into Campus Corner. Through Stavelot we come. I think Sandwalk's going to keep this position. Is now Jack and RDJ we've got to watch out for, because that McGann is thoroughly quicker than the Astra. Go through Corporal Frere and up towards Blanchimont for the 5th time. The leaders well and gone and gapped at the moment. No real battles in the front group, but Jack is now lost out to RDJ, running wide at Blanchimont. Through the bus stop chicane. And Jack now down into 9th. His aim was to try and... He knew he was not in a good position with that Astra around here anyway. And he said anything in the top 8 would suit him, to be honest. He's just outside that target at the moment. And the problem is he's got slider gas 28 coming up behind him as well. And he is lapping a good 1.8 seconds quicker than Jack here at the moment. Evening, Milden. How are you doing, mate? Very wide that from the side of gas. Not where you want to be on the wet track of Spa, is on the outside of Radion. Those barriers looming very close. And it looks like Omega's lost a bit of time here to Fraser. Milden, Edu has retired in this race. He retired quite early on, I'm afraid. The WRT tag you can see is RDJ. Back at the front, and it looks like Fraser is gradually trying to close back in on Jamie. So, interesting stuff here from Fraser. I wonder if he was just conserving his tyres, because now he's having a look at Jamie. Through Corporal Frere. Towards Blanchimont. He's going to have a look, you have to feel. Here is Fraser. Let's go on board. It's the bonnet view now, Fraser, as we come up towards the bus stop chicane. Jamie on a very tight line. It's the puddle on the inside. Down the main straight towards the source. 6 laps completed of 10. To the source and down now towards Eau Rouge. Through Rouge and through Radion. Who's got the better run? Looks quite even at the moment. Obviously, Fraser won't be able to see much. That's what the sort of view he gets from cockpit. Don't really see a lot at the moment. And the worst thing about the McGann is when you're following it with the lights on, you can't really tell when the brake light comes on, because it's all one unit for the brake light. Much better line though from Fraser. Down towards Bruel for the 7th time. Into the corner with no name. Fraser still on Jamie's tail. These two have raced each other a lot for a while, but unfortunately Fraser, Renault Esport finalist, there's a little bit of pressure involved when you're trying to hold him back. Into Lafania for the 7th time. Towards Campus, and Fraser really starting to look at places he can potentially get an overtake done on. He's going to have a good run out of Campus and through Stavelot, absolutely flat out through there. Will he have a look into Blanchimont? Does he have enough of a run? Corporal Frere they come, and towards Blanchimont. See Fraser just off the throttle a little bit to make sure he can get the front end tucked in towards the bus stop chicane. Fraser takes the wider line again. Jamie sees it, knows he doesn't have to defend as hard, and he's gone deep. Luckily he's got in the way of Fraser, but that will not help his chances as he comes up towards La Source. Fraser, a much different line, looking for a run out now of La Source. Not quite going to get it. Jack back in the top 8. I don't know what... Whitford Zero has had an issue by the looks of it. So Whitford, an issue at some point during this race. Let's have a look at this battle quickly. And towards La Source, you can see the 3 cars out, line astern. But back up for the battle for second. Only 3 tenths separate them. Scooby's only 3 and a bit seconds up the road. Into Lecombe. Lap 8 of 10. Through Malmedy and down to Bruel. Jamie now feeling he has to go defensive into Bruel. Through the corner with no name. And now Fraser has a really good run up towards Pouhon. He's going to force Jamie to take a slightly tighter line. He's up the inside. Through Pouhon. Fraser up the inside. Down towards Lafania. He's got the outside, but will have the inside for the second part. Brakes slightly later. Gets the car turned in. Goes around the outside of Jamie FL30, and that is a brilliant move from Fraser. Can he keep it going into Campus and Stavelot? I think he can. He's gapped him already by 0.2, 0.3. And now he's on his way. Great move from Fraser. Someone else has had an issue. Sandwalk 3, I believe. There's Royston. I believe Sandwalk has had an issue because now Jack up to 7th. In his Astra, he's doing a really good job in that car. He's just sticking with it. But behind you got Whitford Zero and Slider Gas. The 2 men in BMWs. Miro Sliders well in 1. Down in 11th, I believe. Or is Miro in the... Sorry, Miro's in the Mercedes. One time Mofo, who's also in the BMW. But back to the this battle now for 8th place. A bit wide from Whitford. Slider Gas will look to keep getting on the back of him. He's been ripping time out of Jack at about 1.4 the last lap around. is... The Whiffer keeps going wide here, he's got to go careful. If he keeps going wide, he's going to end up getting a penalty courtesy of Project Cars 2 stewarding. And it looked like Jack has had an issue into the bus stops, and now this isn't the battle for 7th. Jack is going to have to work very hard now to keep these two behind him. They're quick drivers in the BMWs. Especially against that Astra. It's not a quick car, the Astra. Couldn't quite get it started. Whitford down the inside. He's going to have to get the move done before Eau Rouge. And I don't think he's going to get it done before Eau Rouge. They're going to go side by side. This is daredevil stuff between them. And Whitford completes the move. Hats off to the pair of them. Brilliant racing for Eau Rouge. No contact whatsoever. And all clean racing. Brilliant stuff from Jack and Whitford there. And now Slider Gas is looking for a piece of Jack into Lecombe. And Jack, I don't think really defending. He knows he can't really defend against him. So rather than waste time, might as well let him go and follow him. Although he might have had a look into Bro actually, because of Slider Gas being a bit tail happy. Into the corner with no name for Whitford 0. He's going to have Slider Gas on him soon. Back at the front though, Fraser still has Jamie right on his tail. Bumper cam from Jamie shows just how close it is now. For 2nd place here on the penultimate lap of Spa. Up towards Blanchimont they come. A little bit wide from Jamie, but get away with it. Into the bus stop. Fraser just a little bit later and a little bit too late on the brakes. That's going to enable Jamie F430 back up into 2nd place then. A mistake from Fraser. Very rare you see that. Very rare to see a mistake actually from Fraser in these cars, but he has made one. So 5th place still for the defending champion. There's Ollie J. Whitford still has Slider Gas trying to hunt him down, only half a second the gap there. Jack quite happy there in 9th, Sandwalk in 10th. Miro goes Slide in 11th, Royston 12th, Shadowstalker DBS 13th, and One High Mofo in 14th. So we're on to the final lap now, out Spa, and Jamie's starting to close in. I don't think he's going to have a chance at all on Scooby, but he's gradually closing, but a bit too late, I would say. There's Whitford and Slider Gas, still the gap closing. So, look at the roof of that BMW. Into Lecombe for the 10th and final time. See how far behind that at 34 seconds. This is where they are on the circuit. They're just coming through Malmedy and into Bruel, and the leaders are just coming out of Lafanya. These guys are only 7th and 8th. Massive gap difference between the lead and here, the mid pack. But there's Ollie J just up ahead. But we're going to cut across. Again, a man for the 2nd race in a row who hasn't had much coverage because he's gone off the line, stayed out of trouble, built a bit of a lead and kept that lead. But Scooby G enters the bus stop chicane for the final time tonight. for the modern touring cars. Boots the power on towards the line, and that is game, set and match. Scooby G takes the round 2 win here at Spa-Francorchamps. Jamie will cling on to second place. Fraser in third. RS Jim will be in fourth place, followed by Omega, who had a bit of a weird incident at the start. I don't really know what happened. Be interesting to find out, I think. Omega comes home in fifth. Then we've got a longer wait for WRT RDJ. But behind them, the two BMWs are coming into the Bustle chicane side by side. Slider Gas does get it stopped, ends up all in the puddles though, so that's not going to help him, and that will cost him the chance of 7th, but RDJ comes home in 6th, Whitford 7th, there's Slider Gas for 8th. Here comes Jack TM53 Synopsis. I think he'll be happy with the 9th considering the car. Sandwalk 3 stays in 10th. Mirago Slide up into 11th, comes out the final chicane, and that is him sorted in 11th. Royston is in 12th. Bit more of a gap now to Shadowstalker DBS in his Mercedes. Don't worry about the yellow flag. Look, that's the source. That's just a standard end to next-gen races. But Shadowstalker off wide, back through the puddle. That's a horrible puddle now. But he will hang on to 13th place. Points for Shadowstalker, and One High Mofo will come home for 14th. Really good stuff from the drivers tonight. So, provisional results. Scooby G wins from Jamie F430, NGR Fraser, RS Jim 77, it comes home in 4th. Omega 5th, RDJ is 6th, Whitford is 7th, Slider Gas is in 8th, Jack 9th, Sandwalk 3 is in 10th, Mirago Slide 11th, Royston 12th, Shadowstalker 13th, and One High Mofo comes home in 14th. Who got fastest lap? I'm intrigued. I got a feeling it might have been Scooby, yes. Scooby took the fastest lap with a 2 minutes 40.966. That's how bad Jack's car is. 244.5 compared to Slider Gas and Whitford, who are in the 43s. But thank you for watching the modern touring cars. We hope you've enjoyed it. Up next is my point of view for the Clios, because I am competing in them. So very interesting stuff for that. We'll quickly find out where we are. So round 3 of the modern touring cars next week will be from Sportsland Sugo. So really nice track actually. I love the circuit. But that's where the moderns will be heading next week. So we do hope you join us for then, but hopefully you've enjoyed this race in the moderns for Spa, and do join me in 5 to 10 minutes for my point of view from the Clios, or next week for the next modern touring car race. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.